Do you notice when you have a situation like this, even though it's the same kind of practice that you've been having, with the young guys who are here for the first time, what do you see change for them?
Well, the energy level, first of all. You walk into an NFL stadium and you've got fans in the stands, which is really cool to have, especially after last year, to have that many folks here already. That was cool. And a couple of the young guys that played some of the smaller schools did say, this is a lot of people. And I said, well, the goal is to get even more, and that's what I'm hoping is that we can give our fans a reason to come out and cheer for us. So it was good to have them there. It was really kind of neat to watch some of these guys react, and you can see some of the energy. You really could, and it was and some of the guys fed off it, and that's what we're looking for.
Ron, speaking of energy, we saw Ryan Fitzpatrick and Tory McLaurin have that huge connection down the sideline. I think it's probably 50 yards or so. What do you make of their relationship and some of the rapport that they've built in recent weeks during practices, and then some of that energy you kind of talked about?
Well, you kind of seen it. Fitz has been working with a lot of those guys, and you really see the synergy between the two of them. They seem to get some of the things down. Some of those looks, some of those hand signals that you want. That shows that they're on the same page, and that's important. It'll be important when we get into the season, and Terry can come back and say, hey, look, this guy's playing me this way or that way, and Fitz will tell him, hey, if we get this, let's do this. So that's what you want, because again, it's we talk about it because a lot of times people talk about, when you play together with guys so long, you don't have to say anything. They know what you're thinking, and that's what we want to get to that kind of situation with those guys.
And then really quick, William Jackson III, we've seen him at practice, but today he was walking around not in jersey. Is everything okay with him, or what's his name?
Charlie. Well, he got contusion in the thigh. So, again, it's just one of those things.
Okay. Thank you, Ron.
Address the fans and request that they come out this year. You're a year into this process. Do you have a feel for where you stand with the fan base in terms of maybe winning them back over?
I think they're curious. We've piqued their curiosity from last season, and we got to get hold of them. I'm telling you that this place can be special. It really can. With the fan base that this organization has had for years. Being a team that started in 1932 with a lot of tradition, history. With 5 world championships, 3 of them being Super Bowls under Coach Gibbs. We want to be able to get those folks back in the stands and get them behind us. Last year we were a little bit fortunate because we started kind of slow, and it was kind of nice not having fans at the time. But as we started to roll and start getting some momentum, it would have been cool, I think, to have those people there. Those people who have, because again, I think we have piqued their interest. I think people are curious about who we can be. And it'd be good. I mean, we got a lot of good football players. We're still learning and growing. We're a very young football team, and I'm really pleased with that because I think we've got guys in the right position, and all they need to do is grow into it. And our goal is our intent is to get these folks interested and get them back in the stands and play some really good football. That's what we want to do. I mean, we've got a ways to go to get there, but we're going to play hard. We're going to play hard.
Seems like De'Ami Brown is really catching on there. What have you made of his progression, and kind of where do you see him amongst this rotation of receivers?
Well, again, he's a young guy that's one of those young guys I'm talking about. This guy's got an opportunity to really kind of step into the forefront for us and be a big part of what we want to do offensively. He's got a specific skill set that's going to help open up some other things. He's going to help support some of his teammates. With the guys that we have, just adding some more speed is going to be huge. He's a guy that I think can really help offset some of the things that Terry's had to deal with. He can help open things up for Logan. He's going to help Curtis out. Adam's going to be a big part of that as well, and in the running game. So, when you have that kind of threat, people have to take you seriously. So, he's going to fit very nice into that room.
And I know when he was drafted, he told us he wanted to prove that he wasn't just a straight line guy. How have you seen him handle other route running in that regard?
Well, you've seen it. You guys have seen it in practice. I mean, he's not just the deep ball, but catching those quick slants or darts and then sticking his foot in the ground and getting vertical is pretty impressive. The threat of him going deep, and so people tend to kind of loosen a little too much, and you see him making those breaks on those digs coming across the middle. So he's got a skill set because of the speed, but I think it adds to his game a little bit more, which is going to help us.
Tory McTire, lesser known name, but he's been kind of everywhere. What have you seen from him so far in camp?
He's done a nice job. He's it's one of those that we're all curious. We've all talked about him, and so he's got our interest. we're looking forward to seeing him when we play our preseason games. I mean, he'll get an opportunity in the New England game. He's earned it because of what he's done. He's shown the ability to really stay with a receiver, especially at the top end of the route. He anticipates well. He's got good hands, and he makes plays on the ball. That's one of the things that you always look for in those guys. But we'll see when the pads come on.
And just for the rookie DBs, St. Jude's, Derek Forrest, how have they kind of grasped the system? I mean, have they caught on pretty quickly?
They are. They've done a nice job, both of them. And again, it I think speaks very well for what our personnel department has done, especially this past draft. They went out, they really looked at some of these young guys and looked for guys that would fit in our system, that we believe can also fit us as young men. So you're pleased with that. Then you watch their growth and development. Benjamin had a really nice OTAs and camps. I think Derek is developing, and you can see it. He is a special teams guy. That's what he's made his name in college, as well as being a good safety. So they both have got our attention, and we'll see how they play once we start playing, especially next week against New England.
Following up on Tory, just how do you see the back end of the secondary kind of shaking out, or just like how do you evaluate, like, you guys have like Danny Johnson and stuff like that?
It's going to be very competitive. I mean, there's a lot of good young football players that are competing for spots. I mean, and that's what you want. You want to get to that point where, when you do have to make decisions, they're going to be very difficult decisions. They're not going to be easy decisions. They're going to be decisions that, you're going to second guess yourself. And that means, you've had good competition. So we're happy about that. We really are. We're looking forward to what we have as far as not just that position, but the wide receiver position is stacked.
Times, for like instance, like with Logan Thomas, Pete Hayner got with Tory McTire, like did Chris Harris or anyone who got you?
Yeah. I mean, when you look at our coaches, and I really do like our guys, I think we have a lot of good teachers, and a lot of guys with experience, whether it's experience in the league or experience having played the game. Coach Pete's been coaching for over 30 years. He's got a wealth of knowledge. If you look at his track record, look at the guys he's coached, the All-Pros he's had, and it doesn't surprise me that he's done what he did with Logan. Then you turn around and you look at Chris Harris and you go, well, Chris has got a wealth of knowledge and experience having played the game, and he's transitioned very nicely into a position coach. But you watch him share his knowledge, his background with these guys. He knows when to put his arm around the guy and tell the guy, hey, look, this is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to be. That's been good to see, and that's why I think you've seen so much growth from our young guy. I really do. I think our coaches have done a nice job for us.
Did Chris bring Tory to you, or was that a personnel scout or anything?
That was our personnel, coming in and bringing us a list of guys, and as we go through them, we watch them on tape. We talk about guys that'll fit what we do, and you feel good about that. You really do, and that's what you want is, you want the scouts to bring you, 3-4 guys to look at, and gives us the opportunity to say, hey, I really like this guy.
Let's take 2 more. Kyle Allen was out in the yellow jersey, but not playing.
Right.
Where was he? You said